So, how did this happen? And what is the end goal of this? There are a few things we have to look at. This could signal possible internal sabotage, internal collusion with these forces that came in and do that, the US forces. But also, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen something like this happen before where the president, the revolutionary president, Hugo Chavez was kidnapped by a certain section of the military. So internal collaboration, internal traitors colluding with imperialist forces is not a far-fetched idea. But what is key is that these people don't have control on the ground. So far, from what we've seen, if the goal is regime change and so forth, we see strike on military bases, which, in a sense, what does this accomplish? What does this accomplish? Uh, like I said before, with the strike on Nigeria, they like shocking headlines. They like to cause shock. That is their whole philosophy, I believe. And one of the reasons why things like this will continue to happen is that, like I said, we're in the age where imperialists doesn't cannot afford the mask of, what they would call like subversion, like color revolution and so forth against certain opponents. So, for example, in Nepal, they did the color revolution, and I suspect what they did in Madagascar and so forth, and also in Bangladesh earlier. And we saw different places they tried it in Mexico and so forth. Question is, who controls the resource, who control the ground in Venezuela? And I believe so far anything can change. So far we believe that so far we can see that it's the same people, the revolutionary government in Venezuela control the situation on the ground. Though this could be there could be internal collaborators, but still, the imperialists operate on this notion. If you take the head of the snake, everything will collapse. The body will collapse. And I believe that in some places that work, where the government or the government of the day is not necessarily a revolutionary government, and the government is not supported by the people. As an example of that is in Syria. The Bashar al-Assad regime collapsed in basically a few hours with an attack launched by these Al-Qaeda forces with internal collaborators again and again.